Stacking silver, collecting silver. Which one is better? Let's find out today on the Culture of Currency. Just about everything that I have purchased from a bullion coin standpoint. What you notice here is total asset current value, it says, is 5,104. Total acquisition is 3,900. So as you can see, a little over $1,000 gained. However, the numbers aren't quite what it seems, as some things on my list were gifts. So basically, if I got them for free, then it isn't necessarily the most reflective thing of what to expect if you were doing this. Everything that I have done is basically $100 a month. So know that everything that I've done, you can replicate. But the reason I'm looking at this is because somebody on Reddit was very upset because they've been stacking for years and years and years, and silver has done what silver has done, and they've not made any money, and they're very frustrated about that. And I was looking at that thinking, well, where is my current asset value at? And I looked it up, and this is where I'm at, $5,000, roughly $1,000 growth. And we're going to get into that and why that is. And also, I'm going to be doing something very, very interesting and unique to kind of give a fair, open, and transparent understanding of the comparatives between stacking generic silver and higher premium coins, as everything that I have done is basically higher premium coins from APMEX, which is notoriously online getting blasted for having high premium. So what we're going to see is that worth it over time? So let's take a look. It's going to basically populate things on how much money they're valued at. And a lot of these I tried to go on eBay and verify, but the problem is some of these coins just haven't been sold in years, and so it's really hard to get an understanding. But this, for example, we're not going to take a look at the gold back because that's nothing, but this 2019 Tuvalu Black Flag Queen Anne's Revenge, very popular coin. And what we see here is that I paid $28 or $26 for that coin, and that was probably like a $6 premium. Look where it's valued at now, $124. Now, my guess is I could probably sell it for $90, somewhere in that range. It is a BU coin. It is fantastic, but that is a lot of growth, right? And so obviously the premium on that coin was absolutely worth it. Are they all that way? They're not. This next one is the Zwijik. This was given to me by Matt Thompson down at Bullion, now in Australia. So I had to put a value here. So I put $1. It says it's valued at $100. Once again, I probably would say that's around $80 you could sell that for. That was a gift, and that's why this comparison is not necessarily fair, but I will be doing a comparison that is fair. So pay attention to that towards the end of this video while I kind of unravel what that will look like. This is a 2018 Australian lunar dog. I actually can't stand this coin, but look at it. I paid $25.58 for it. Had a premium probably around $5, $6. $79. My guess, on the low end, I could sell that for $65. That's a huge increase. Mandala Warthog, that's a couple years old. I actually picked that up, I believe, last year. I paid $32 for that. Obviously, spot was a bit higher when I did that. And it's $74.36. My guess is I could sell that for $65. This British Virgin Island Pegasus, now these are probably going to go up in value as the Pobjoy Mint is no longer a thing, but I paid $25 for it back in the day. And right here, $69. That's probably going to rise. What I've seen is that over time, these coins gain steam. And so when you're paying premiums for them, over time, you might end up making that money back as a long-term investment because the majority of these are very low mintage coins. So we're going to keep going here. Just to give you an idea, all of these coins are valued in the $40 range. I paid pretty cheap for most of these. That one was a gift. Another reason why a straight head-to-head comparison of this list versus generic is not necessarily fair, but I will tell you, I have something that I will reveal at the end of this video that is absolutely fair and worth your time, and we're going to be tracking that for years. But yes, we see growth, growth, growth. So what is big about these coins that I choose is great design, great collectability factor, and low mintage. I have a 60-point scale. If you've watched my videos, it goes over all of these things, and normally the higher they rank on the 60-point scale, the better they do on this list. There are some exceptions, of course. I just went and purchased some generic silver yesterday, and it was running me about $27 an ounce, and silver spot is 24. It was, right in the middle, 24. So I paid roughly $3.50, $4 over spot for those coins. And so that's what we're going to use as a guide right now to get an idea of where this mid ground is, so that I know kind of based on this list where those premiums currently are not where they should be as far as worth it. And over time, as we see, those things kind of change. Here's another page right here, 10 more coins. Notice I paid anywhere from $20 to $30 for these coins, and many of them have doubled in value over time. Most of these are going to be either older coins like this 2013 Britannia. That's actually a snake privy, by the way. But most of these are lower mintage coins. This one here is actually a generic. Don't know why it's $40, but if you know that, let me know in the comments. Alrighty then, we keep moving on. Older coins, low mintage coins, anything from Rwanda, by the way, holds value. So if you see something from Rwanda, pick it up. Those tend to really hold value quite well. So we see here $30 coins. This is when spot went up dramatically, especially right here. I think I was only able to buy 3 coins for my $100 in this range. So are we there yet where this is valued over what I paid for it? We're not. But my guess is in the coming years we will, because I want to say that's a 15,000 minted coin, which means that over time it becomes more and more rare and hopefully more and more desirable. We'll see. Alrighty, this was a gift, so no worries there. But yeah, we're still in the 30s. Going to page 6, so this is basically 61 through 69, and we're still in the 30s. So all of these coins, I did pay a substantial amount for them in premium, but as we see, they're kind of still valued over what I would pay for generic silver. So most of these I would make money on, but some of them I would be losing money on if I sold them today. Here we are, acquisition cost, probably that one's pretty heavy right there, but most of these are going to be right about breaking even. So I have to get to page 6 and 7 before I start to lose money if I were to sell things today, and most of these are brand new coins, 2023. I do have some older ones, but they're the very overproduced world bullion coins, right? Here we are. We have some more newer pickups, 2022s, 2023s, and world generic coins. This one right here had 800,000 minted, so it's not really a standard either. But yeah, we're still in the 32, 33 range. Remember, I paid $27 yesterday for generic bullion coins. So we're still above that valuation currently. So all of these coins would sell $3 to $4 over spot. Getting down to 29s. These are ones I just purchased, and so over time those should be growing. At least that is my hope, of course. 29s, mostly newer coins. This one right here, I don't understand it. It's a beautiful coin, low mintage, but for some reason the value is not there. I don't know. So it's very interesting, as you can see. So basically what we're seeing is a huge disparity on the premium market, and what it looks like is that within 3 to 4 years you make your premium money back, and then you can sell them probably for profit at that point on, and it would be above spot price. Now, that is just my hypothesis, my estimation. So what I plan on doing in order to prove this is every single month I'm going to add. I've normally been spending 100 a month on these World Bullion coins. I'm also going to spend a separate $100 on generic silver. I'm going to call my local coin shop, see what their price is. I'm going to look online, and because stackers, that's what they do, I'm going to find whatever the easiest and lowest value is for basically $100, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison starting this January. So I'm going to have an unboxing coming up soon where I have World Bullion and an unboxing where I have my generic silver, and we are going to track these in perpetuity if need be to see if over time it is worth it to pay higher premiums for lower mintage rare coins from a collector standpoint rather than a stacking standpoint where it's just value, value, value. That's what I'm going to dive into. I don't know what the results will hold. I know that this right here, this current value of assets, makes me think that it possibly could be towards the collector market over time, but I don't know. And honestly, I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't do this because I think I'm going to get rich. I do this because it's a hobby and I love it. So I'm going to be objective in it, but I'm going to track transparently all of the numbers. What did I spend? When did I buy? What was spot at? And I'm going to give all of that to you so that maybe month 6, maybe month 42, I don't know, we will have a growing picture, a growing set of data points to see what is the best option financially if that is what you want to do. I don't know what the answer will be, like I said, but I'm super excited to bring that to you. It's going to be a really, really fun thing, and I hope that you join in this journey because these are answers that I've never seen online, I've never seen tracked, and I think it would really help silver in general if, it shows some data that says that either side is a better option so that we don't have fear being the reason that people are jumping to silver rather than a logical step forward approach that says, hey, this is what this looks like over a year, over 2 years, over 5 years, over 6 months, whatever it is. And it gives you a really clear look at what this is and what it should be rather than I'm scared that something's going to happen, so I'm just going to buy as a knee-jerk reaction. So hopefully the data that we can bring to you will bring you clarity, will bring you some form of understanding, and hopefully it will be enjoyable along the way. So that is something I thought would be amazing, and I cannot wait to bring that to you. So as always, thank you, and please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.